Good day, creative friends. I hope you're well. In this video, I'm going to make full usage of my lead pencil. It's a Muji mechanical pencil, and the lead is 0.3 millimeter. When I use lead pencil under and over watercolor, I prefer a small lead. This one's super fine, so when I draw with it, the lines are quite small, which I appreciate. And also it helps me render shading gradually. I find I have better control. It may seem like I know what I'm doing right now, but the sketch I first drew on copy paper, and then I scribbled on the back of it using a 2B or 4B pencil, I can't remember. Then I placed the sketch scribble side down against the watercolor paper and went over my sketch with a regular pen to transfer the image. I did go over the drawing again with my pencil just because I wanted the lines to show through in the final painting, and I also took this opportunity to add some details. The color combination I'm using is very simple. I have Titan Buff as well as a sepia, and then I chose indigo and perylene green as my other colors. There's a little bit of jaune brilliant #1 as well, and of course the gold. And as usual, the supplies will be listed in the description as well as in a pinned comment. The branches and leaves were painted with just one layer. However, the pom-pom looking florals and the seed pods, these required a few layers. I first painted the pom-poms with Titan Buff, then dropped a bit of indigo. I let all this dry, then I went back in to add shading gradually. I had to work in batches because the circles were touching each other, so I had to move from one area to another while things were drying. It's not difficult, it just requires patience. Same thing applied to the seed pods. But the seed pods were painted with jaune brilliant #1, and then I also added indigo for shading. I wanted to create a lot of texture on the vase, and for this I used sepia and indigo. I merged the two colors somewhere close to the middle. Then I dropped some water with the tip of my brush, and the effect was so cool. Unfortunately, it disappeared a bit after it dried, but it reminds me of a metal vase that has been tooled, and I quite like it. I started an exciting personal project. I'm in the process of developing an inventory of stylized florals and doodles. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I decided to share this project with my Patreon supporters. I make quick videos of my progress where I show my sketchbook drawings and notes and share photos. I try to update them a few times a week, and it's been received quite well. Some patrons were even inspired to start their own project. I'm having a lot of fun gathering inspiration and doing my research and then doodling to find how I can render something in my own style. So if you're interested in following this journey with us, I will have a link to my Patreon account in the description below. It was fun to blend indigo and perylene green together. I find these two colors play well together. And I love how indigo just moved right into that wet paint. Oh, watercolor is such a wonderful medium, very unpredictable, but so complex and so fascinating. At this stage, I'm pretty much halfway through the painting. The base layer of paint was added everywhere, pretty much. And now I'm adding some details and shading. Some of it will be done with indigo and some of it with a pencil. And of course, I'm not done with the vase yet. So I'm going to attempt to explain to you how I shade with paint. I add the color to the area I want to shade, and then I rinse my brush and remove the excess water off the brush, and then I use that brush to blend the color and fade to nothing. Sometimes it's successful, sometimes you need a couple of tries, and just like anything else, it just takes practice. I know we don't like to hear that. It's repeat over and over again. That's the only way to do it. Now we are at the exciting part of adding gold details on the face. And for this, I sort of did a kind of like a faux mosaic pattern. I didn't have any specific shapes in mind. I just started painting free-handed and just filling in the gaps, basically. I didn't want to cover the entire vase. I did a little bit to the bottom right and then moving upwards, kind of like in a diagonal, and then I did some around the opening of the vase, and I really like how this turned out. So where was the contrast? It was just, it felt like everything was blending and nothing was popping. So I decided, out of the blue, I decided to add blue. I picked out 3 pom-poms. Now they look like berries to me. I don't know. And I just painted them a solid indigo. And then I also splashed a few dots. Good tip, if you splash somewhere you don't like, just pick up a cotton swab and don't wet it. Just pick up the excess paint. It'll be soaked up right away and it almost disappears. So the final touch of this is adding the shading with pencil, like I said at the beginning, and that part is usually the most fun part for me, because this is when, in my mind anyways, painting comes to life. This is where you render dimension, texture, and as you can see, because I'm using such a small lead, I can be as delicate as I want. And I decided also to add a little bit of white to indicate that some of these were kissed by the light. But I kind of always hesitate in doing that, because I don't know, it could look very fake very quickly. But anyways, here is the final painting. I love the reflection. I love pretty much everything about this painting. I had a ton of fun, and I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. I want to say a big thank you to my awesome patrons for providing financial support so that I can make these videos for you. Thank you all so very much for watching. Please stay safe, healthy, and creative, and I will see you soon.